Are we live? Good morning. Good morning. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I realize how infrequently, and it may be apparent to you, how infrequently I look in the mirror. I just kind of do my stuff. What's in the mirror is it's just an image. But I just looked at my hair in this camera and I'm like, whoa, okay, I've been walking around looking like a mop top beetle. Good morning, Jelly Bee. Good morning, Chris and Maria and Dana. Good morning from Virginia. Good morning from Pennsylvania. If you like putting your state in there, I have just decided to offer that as something kind of fun. I love looking at maps. I think it's a family thing, honestly. My parents, both of them, loved maps. And Pittsburgh, there we go. Um, and the funny thing is, I will share this with you too, is being the Regal Beagle. I just saw that go by. I freaking love it. I was just talking to myself, Colorado. Love it. When I was in fifth grade in the 70s, I feel like I should be that guy who's doing the little vocoder thing. When I was in fifth grade in the 70s, it was around, and this is, you'll know my age. I'm about to turn, hey, Regal Beagle. Awesome. We're going to have I don't know if this has anything to do with you, but I'm sure you get the references where there is a Roper romp that's going to be happening in my town that I'm so excited about. I got caftans, Johnny Caftans. Good morning from Kentucky. Good morning from South Florida, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Oh my God, I'm turning into my father because I'm singing songs. Just real quick. Fifth grade, Mrs. Harrington's class. I think back on this as being like kind of social studies or geography or something like that. And I am telling you, it was around the time of the bicentennial. And I asked my fellow classmates this. Did we ever learn our geography of the states, geography of the United States? And I grew up in Massachusetts, we barely got out of the states of New England before whatever. So even as a person who's written road trips about cross country road trips and all the cool places to go, I am only now in the last maybe 20 years of my life really learning kind of mentally where all the states are. So thank you. I got California. Yeah, ladies having those parties online. Come and knock on our door. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. How about that's going to happen in the fall? And let me share this with you. I will tie it in. Trust me, I'm always keeping my eyes on the prize of I am Beth from Destination Decluttered, and I'm going to help you declutter your life. Let me help you about how I want to dress in a caftan and walk around my town and have a cocktail. I mean, heck, I can do that tonight if I want to, and I have no problem with that. But inviting some friends over to join me at a fun thing like that. Now, I can easily make that plan and feel good and easy about it because my house is decluttered. I'm not freaking out going, oh my God, what if I want those guys to stay over? Do they want to stay over? What if they even visit? Decluttering helps you live the life you want to live. It makes it easy to say yes to the things that you want to do. And I want to just offer to you that this is how I approach it. There are many people out there who are going to help you declutter. I am one. I do things my own, unique way. Excuse me, that was kind of gross. There are many ways to declutter. I like to do it in a way that answers the question, what's in it for me? Why am I even going to this decluttering? And I want to offer you that the way that it looks, oh my gosh, check me out. You're totally hearing an idea that is barely formed, kind of being birthed into the world. How it looks to other people and yourself is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay? How it looks is just the tip of the iceberg, but it is part of the iceberg of then how does it function? Okay? I can find things easily. It looks good. I can find things easily. All good. What I want to get to, and I guess I should be doing notice I'm working on this. Okay. Tip of the iceberg, middle of the iceberg, right here. How does it feel? How does it feel to treat me like you do? How does it feel? How do you, boop, boop, how do you feel in your home? Now, if you're not feeling so great in your home, I get it. I've been there. I have been there. I have done that. I just want to offer to you, decluttering helps you change that. change how you feel. You feel me. Tonto, you Jane. No, Tarzan. Yeah. How you feel in your home is directly related to your clutter. This is my soapbox. So if you can't figure out how to change your stuff, let's play around with your stuff. If you can't change, you want to feel differently in your house, in your home, in your life, let's play with the things around you and see if that works. I'm pretty much going to guarantee, as Paul Prudhomme would once said on a commercial for some sort of thing, that this approach can help you. Okay. Gossamer Wing is saying, so true. I'm thinking that's it. Good morning, Kia. Nice to see you. Kimberly P is saying, I'm decluttering and it's work. Yeah. Okay. Notice the word work. Ooh, there's so many facets on it. When you feel like it's work, you're going to be probably less enthused to show up to it as if it were play. What's a great way to store all photos? Don't want albums. Okay. So a couple things. Let's even just play with this. This is how I coach. The easiest thing I can do is to notice to one of the tools in my toolkit as Beth Destination Decluttering Life Coach here on TikTok this morning. What is it? I'm always looking at my clock. Friday, April 26th at 8:06 a.m. Eastern Time. Your time may vary. Is think of the opposites. The things that make you go, I don't feel good. It feels like work. I don't know what to do. On this side, I want you to think of like this nice dividing line. We as humans have kind of like one side and the other. We think they're the same, but boy, are they different. We are not 100% symmetrical. I want you to think of that feeling of not feeling good as only half the story. It's only on one side. So let's play with that idea of, as I like to do, fold the paper in half, 2 columns. What's on the other side? So Kimberly P, I'm offering that just as an example, not to you directly. I'm not like pointing you out, but your use of the word work. It's work. Yeah. And what would it feel like if it was play? I'm playing with my all my photos. Also God, I feel like an English teacher, because the words we use in our heads and in our mouths make us feel. It's work to do something with all of my photos. Now, trust me, I know you don't want albums because I don't want albums. I have albums on the top shelf of this closet back here, and they are things that I put together in the 80s and 90s and beyond. And beyond, maybe? Yeah, a little bit. But once we got Wicked Digital, that's an official term. Once we got digital, that kind of way of capturing moments and organizing them has kind of fallen by the wayside, except now you can upload your digital ones and people still make books. I did that for a while too. What I want to suggest to everybody, including myself, what's your destination? Why are you doing it? What do you want the end result to be? I bet you want it to look better. That's so arbitrary, but there's room for more defining. I want to easily find the photos of the people I know in them. Ask yourself why you're doing it. And here's the thing I want to offer to you. It may be different for different sections of photos. I know I have our, the family history photos. Then I've got my direct, 5 people in the family photos. Then I have the photos that are mine, that I am, like my groups of friends and things like that. So chunking down. This is one of the great things. You said all your photos. You may have a different way of approaching it for each kind of category of your photos. I offer this to everybody to think of, if you're looking at it, because Kimberly said, what's a great way to store all of my photos? Well, all of your photos probably have different categories. I was thinking about this even digitally. Think about it. Now, pretty much I barely ever print out a photo anymore. I have realized recently, I was trying to make a funny word about it. I realized how much this was weird to me at first when other people did it, but now with the expansion of digital storage, how I use my phone as my photo album. So I was kind of saying my phone-to album. I was thinking about it this morning. I'll share it with you. The chunking down of all the photos, and OMFG, do I have a wicked lot of photos on my phone. But there are certain categories that I want to keep. Now, I'm going to go deep, so just so you know, And on my morning walk this morning, I was thinking about a friend of mine who recently passed away. I was thinking about her husband, and I was thinking about one of the ways that I show my love is helping people declutter, whether it's you here on Zoom, whether it's my family. I'm going up to Mass next week and helping my mother with hers, or our friend's husband who is left now with this house of stuff. Now, they weren't even married a year. So this is really her stuff. And he's got his own house. He doesn't know if he's going to live there. Long story short is I said, I can't cook you a casserole to save your life. And there's many things I'm not good at, but you know what I'm good at? Is helping you figure out what to do with your stuff at a pace that feels good and decisions that feel good to you. So let me use my skills to help you during this really tough time. So a couple of weeks ago, went over to the house and he just kind of walked me through and I took some pictures of some of her things that he's like, yeah, I probably don't want this. And what I realized this morning is I want to go through my kind of giant thing of all the photos, from this morning when I took a picture of a tree with its pink blooms on it to probably a sandwich that I ate a couple of days ago because it looked pretty and delicious. And I have a set of pictures that are hers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a digital photo album with that. Notice that is a category of photos. The reason I'm putting them into an album is because it's photos that I want to easily be able to access when I am looking things up for comps on, eBay or Etsy or auction things. So notice the idea of from overwhelm, you are going to have your own organic, I'm losing the word here. Hold on, I'm going to get it. It begins with a C. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind here. No, I know you're trying to help me, but wait, I really feel like I want to learn it. Categories. Thank you, brain. Thank you, body. Brain and body working together. You're going to have your own unique set of categories for pretty much everything in your home. Now, again, everything. Whoa, I can't even think of that. Let's just think of your photos, okay? This doesn't just work for photos. It works for everything. You've got surface clutter, stored clutter, sentimental clutter. You've got stories about stuff that have to do with you personally. It has to do with your family, people you know in different circles, your kind of Venn diagram. You're kind of that wonderful, hopefully, that wonderful flower shape around you of all those little circles of friends you have. So think about categories. Don't get overwhelmed, everybody. Overwhelm. Number one thing people come to me with, number one thing I want to help you have tools in your toolkit when it happens. Deep breath, calm down your nervous system, slow down, quiet down, chunk down. Feel better in here. When you feel better in here, you're going to do better out here. Okay? Oops, hit the wrong button. Of course I did. Sci-Fi Nova is saying, I'm decluttering to heal. Yeah, reminiscing. Walking, what was it? Friday night, it was late, I was walking you home. We got down to the gate and I was dreaming of the night. I like that song. Okay, Kelly Cornelson, you stay overwhelmed. Do you like it? Do you like staying in the world of overwhelm? If you do, stay there, hang out, park your car there. But if you don't like how that town feels, get into gear. Okay, absolutely not. Good. Well, not good. I mean, this is all you. I don't care. I care about you and what you want. And if you want to stay there, that's cool. But here, let me help you with this. Okay. Just so you know, kind of background, certified life coach, grew up with ADHD people. I'm a sensitive person myself, and I know directly that when I am feeling anxious, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I can't do my best work. Maybe you too, Kelly, okay? And anybody else who feels overwhelmed. Here, I've got my toolkit in the back of the car. Here's the tool that I want to give you to overcome your overwhelm. And what I like to call this is, again, in that notion, if you heard me just a few minutes ago talking about the opposites usually for me when I am talking about these things, because I'm always looking at myself at the camera, usually go from one side to the other. But for me, overwhelm is so big, it goes from top to bottom. So I want you to even think about that. Up here, we have overwhelm. Over. Notice it's over my head. When something is over your head, when you're required to look up, that puts you in a state of, oh crap, I don't know what to do. I'm looking at the enormity of the planet. I am looking at all of my clutter, my entire house, all of my photos, all of the things. That's the feeling of overwhelm. I can't breathe. I'm suffocating. I'm like, I feel constricted. That's the feeling of overwhelm. Does that sound, maybe it's for you too? You have your own personal flavor of it, but these are just the things I know from coaching and myself. Over. I want you to think the opposite of overwhelm is down. Over, the opposite of over, is down. Under. Under my head. Under. How about that? Yeah, all the downs. So think of under is down this way. So to go from over to under, we need to go down. How do we do that? What I like to call all the downs, because there's a wicked lot of them. I think the very first one ever is to slow down, because you want to slow down and realize when you're overwhelmed. This is kind of like if you're driving along and you're feeling overwhelmed, pull your car over, slow down, park at the side of the road, stop what you're doing. Hammer time. Oh my God, that's another one for the thing. Hammer time. Stop what you're doing. Slow down, stop, breathe down. This is the freest, most easiest tool you have. Breathing down into your lungs. Slowing down your breathing. So you're breathing in, down to the bottom of your lungs, and then you're slowing down your exhale. Twice as long if you can. Out. In with the good air, out with the bad air. Then maybe you need to quiet down. I know I get easily overwhelmed with too many sounds, more so than too many visuals. Quiet down. Maybe you don't be surrounded by all this. Maybe you look down so you're not staring at all this stuff. You look down. You quiet down. You slow down. You basically kind of calm down your nervous system. Notice how all of these things have the word down in it, because you're going from over to under, overwhelmed to underwhelmed. And what you're doing too, you can even move your hands. Say, instead of being over, you can do that little, like, I don't know Tai Chi, but I see the people in the park doing it, where you just kind of slowly move your body, move your arms from above your hand. Put your hands in the air like you don't care, everybody. And just notice how it feels. If you take a deep breath, you exhale nice and slow, and as you're doing that, you move your hands from over your head to down and under your heart, your feeling system. Do this a couple of times. This is how to even start anything, basically. Is you are not going to do the best for yourself unless you learn about your nervous system, regulate your nervous system, as some people say. That to me, I'm like, regulate it. I'm just going to say go from over to under by moving down. I'm curious. Did anybody do that with me? You didn't have to, trust me. If you did that, if you didn't, try it, see what it feels like. Does it feel better? I wasn't even overwhelmed when I came here. I rarely get overwhelmed anymore because I have this tool in my toolkit. Even knowing you have something to do in that can stop you from feeling that way. Kelly just did it. You're welcome. Okay. Do you feel any different? Is there any different feeling you're feeling? You don't have to share it with me. Ask yourself, I'm asking you the question so you can ask it for yourself, and listen in here where it counts. If that felt different, if, dare I say, it might have felt better, you might feel better. I feel less anxious. Awesome. Jelly Bee is saying, I missed, can you do it again? I can. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because I want to get to some questions. When you're feeling overwhelmed, here is the tool from my toolkit to yours. Now you have one tool in your toolkit. If you're feeling overwhelmed, don't try to do anything when you're in a nervous state system of overwhelm, if you're feeling overwhelmed. And I want you to just think of the opposites. From overwhelmed to underwhelmed. So you're looking above your head, that ideally you're going below your heart and you're calming down. And I want you to think of the words down. Slow down. Breathe down. Slow down your breathing again, exhaling twice as long. Moving your hands down from above your head, down below your heart a couple of times. It's kind of like what you would do if you were trying to like calm a kid. Shh, it's okay. Or a cat or a dog whose hackles go up. Zing. Shh, it's okay. It's just the mailman. It's just that trash can. Shh, it's okay. You talk quietly. You calm down your own nervous system. You do those over to down until you feel better. You feel slower and lighter. And when you feel better, you do better. Okay? That to me, honestly, the more I coach, and look, people are like, wait a minute, I thought this was about clutter. It's totally about clutter. Because if you have stuff in your house, you probably have an amount of things that feels like too much. I'm overwhelmed by the number of items I have in my house. When you're in a state of overwhelm, you're like, oh. The other thing is, too, is once you learn how to calm down and take care of your nervous system, you feel better. And then what you can do is you can download. You can chunk it down. You can write down, get the thoughts out of your head, down onto paper, down from your head, down somewhere else, down, 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 going down, going down, down from your head, write it down onto paper, and then you can chunk it down. Yeah, New Day Kelly Spencer says it's organizing your emotions. Yeah, could be. Could it? Yeah, it's like the sun salutation in yoga. Yeah, you put your hands up there. Whoosh. Nothing wrong with it. We are humans. We are built a certain way. We have, I was saying that to my husband yesterday. So he and I were doing like a 10-minute yoga thing from YouTube. Some woman, can't remember her name. I don't know. It wasn't Yoga with Adriene. It was some woman in Germany. And I was saying, isn't this interesting? She's in Germany. We're here in the US. Yet we all have the same body, basically. We have a torso, mostly torso, I kid. 2 arms, 2 legs, a head, neck, and all that. And we have a nervous system. We have a feeling center inside of us. Now mine is right here. It's here, it's maybe in my gut. This to me is the center of the universe. This is where things feel easy or feel hard. When they feel easy, I do them. When it feels hard, I don't. So wherever you are on the planet, your human body, your animal body and nervous system, if it's feeling out of whack, I don't know, get it into whack. Then when you feel better, you can do better. Okay? This is where we even just start, is feeling better. You can't even think of what to do when you're all like, I don't even know. Shh. Even this, shh, quiet down your backseat driver. Shh, it's okay, little kids. Nothing's wrong. No, I love this. Fiery A Angel says, just saw the trash can is so real. We joke that they saw a leaf and bark. Yeah, our dog, we knew him since he was a puppy. My parents owned his mom. He was so afraid of our trash can, and I have no idea why. But you know what? I didn't judge him on that. There's no reason. I was like, oh, bub, it's just the trash can. He didn't know. Maybe it's because of low rumble. Ooh, low rumbles can make you feel like, wait a minute, what the F is up going on here? It can affect the parts of you that we have no idea what's going on, but boy, does our body feel something. Learning to connect your head and your heart and play around with these guys makes everything that your hands do so much easier. Ah, okay. All right, now what do we have here? So that was overwhelmed to down. If all I did today was do this and boom, thank you, good night, mic drop, I'm going to go, table 12, your pizza's ready. That would have been to me a gift I gave you, because you could, if you decide to use that tool, you now have that tool in your toolkit. It's like Fabergé organic shampoo. I give it to you. You try it. It works for you. You tell other people, and so on and so on. That is probably the number one tool that I would feel good to share with you. But I got a whole bunch of other ones. Not a whole lot. I will say this. The thing I love about the way I coach about clutter is 2 things. One is it applies to so many other areas of your life than clutter. But we start with clutter because it's a nice kind of category, a little chunk. But the other thing is, too, is, I don't know about you, but I was thinking about this, about how I got a million tools in my toolkit, but you typically only use a handful of them. Now, this is where I need to get better, and I'm writing this down. Tools you use, actually, I'll ask you guys, could you help me out with this? I'm always thinking about the toolkit, and inevitably this is you helping me with my presentation, my coaching. When I think of a toolkit, now I tend to use, if anybody hasn't met me, again, Beth, Destination Declutter, Decluttering Life Coach, but I work it totally helps my brain to look at all we're doing as like a road trip. So your destination, you're excited to head there. Here, right here behind you, where are you today? How close are you to your destination? Are you even moving towards it? That's us in this little car right here. You're the driver of your car. I'm the driver of mine. When I show up in your life, I'm your co-pilot. I am there only to help you move on the path to your destination. So I use the driving metaphor. If I've run out of gas, if I've hit a roadblock, if I'm stuck in the mud, if I'm spinning my wheels, there's so many, I could go on. The one place I realize my brain hasn't quite figured it out, because I'm frankly not as conversant of it, so maybe you can help me, is when I think of the toolkit that I help you build of how to get your car moving easily and in flow in the direction of your destination decluttered, is tools you use. Category, tools you use in your car. Now, I always think of like tire iron. I'm going to write these things. I think of like your tire iron. I don't even know what that is. Like your tire iron. Is that a thing? What tools do you use in your car to make it easier for you? If you know any, pop them in the comments and I'll write them down, and I will thank you for that. Because I always realize I'm thinking of like your hammer and your screwdriver and your pliers. Those are the ones I reach for all the time. You don't use the 64 colors of crayons in your crayon box. It's nice to have them, but inevitably you're probably going towards the same ones over and over again. That's why I like to keep my coaching toolkit very streamlined and flexible and usable, so you can use the tools I teach you for clutter. You can bring that same toolkit to other areas of your life, but you learn how to use it when we work together, either one-on-one coaching or here on the TikTok Live, or I have a mailing list and I do workshops, free workshops for the people on my mailing list. I show you the tools, I teach you how to use them, then you decide if you want to use them or not to change your life. Okay, here we go. What do we got? Okay, DYC, VL, there's a bunch of gobbledygook. I am always overwhelmed and I procrastinate. Okay, if you are always, that is an overwhelmed word. I bet there are times you're not overwhelmed. There are times when you don't feel overwhelmed. But if you are always overwhelmed, use what I just did. Over to down, over to under via down. It's like under, I'm here, I'm overwhelmed. I'm pointing at this. I want to be feeling not overwhelmed. And so I go down, 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 down. Now notice how it doesn't really work horizontally here, one side to the other. This one really is. The number one is the top down. Because if you're not feeling good, you're not going to do good. So get yourself feeling better. And it might change how you procrastinate. I can help with that too. All right, where do we have here? All right, looks like they blocked some comments. I'm hoping it's just trolls that decided that they didn't belong here. All right, what do we have here? I gave my new puppy a meatball on Christmas. She barked at it nonstop. Oh my God, freaking adorable. I love it. Linda Moser here. Hey, cleaning out my clothes, getting rid of what I don't wear. Purchased new wardrobe for my 70th. Rock on. Very cool. Oh, there we go. Susan says, you're helping me this morning with my anxiety. With the anxiety you feel. It's not my anxiety. You feel a feeling of anxiety. Distance yourself from it just a bit. Thank you. You're wonderful and so calming. You're welcome. I know what it feels like to be my mother. I talk about my mom a lot. I love her so much. And I would like to think that when I share these things with you, I'm not sharing everything, of course, but I share the things that I think will be useful. She said to me the other day, I think I was born a nervous wreck. Her words, not mine. Nervous wreck is such a familiar phrase in my family that it totally couldn't have come from me. And I'm like, yeah, you probably did. You probably were. But regulating your nervous system so you don't feel like a nervous wreck. Think about that wreck on the side of the road. I'm so wound up, I wreck my car, right? Here's a tool you can use in your toolkit. It is from mine. I have used it. I feel better. And I used to resist this stuff like nobody's business, people. I did. I am from New England. I am so Gen X New England. I got like the double whammy of like snark and oh yeah and whatever. That it really stopped me from being open to things that might make me feel better. But once I got over my snark and I was like, okay, I've been doing everything I can. What can I say? I was like, oh, hey, this kind of yoga-y thing kind of works. This feels good. The journeys we're all on. All right. Oh my gosh, I love it. Lacey, we were talking about dogs a minute ago. Lacey is saying, mine literally barked at plants that bloomed overnight in the front of our door. Oh, we used to have a dog. We don't right now because we are in our travel and flexibility mode of life. We may at a certain point because I freaking love dogs. Okay, here we go. I love it. Kendra Irish said, went for a walk yesterday to hit my reset button. I love it. I went for a walk this morning to hit my reset button. Okay. Oh, there we go. Snow staber key, jumper cable. Yeah, a little waist back, car jack. Yeah, jack, tire pressure gauge, tire. Give me a sec while I write these down, because if I don't write it down, I'm not gonna remember it. Maybe you too. Maybe you're like, oh, I'll remember that. Yeah, and then you're like, wait, what was that? Key. Key is number one. Yep. Jumper cables. Yeah. Ooh, I love this. Cable. Flashlight. And here, yep, reusable grocery bag. Love this. Phone charger. Yep. All sorts of good things. Thank you so much for you guys helping me out. Wrenches. Yeah, wrench. Unlock the bolts to keep you stuck. Wrench, spare tire. Ooh, spare tire. You guys are giving me so many good ideas. Thank you so much. I love this. Yep, snow scraper. Yeah. When you can't see, you need to scrape away the snow so you can even just see what's ahead of you. You need these tools. I love it. Microfiber and glass cleaning and micro. Oh, you guys rock. And notice this parallel. Notice, this is why I realized this is how it changed for me. Okay. I have done some pretty cool things in my life. I have. I am wicked psyched about some things I did in my life. I look back, I could have done some things differently, yada, yada, but I am glad about certain things. And yet, there was a certain part of me that was like, ugh, I did these things, but it's still, no, that's not it. That's not it. There's something here. And one of the things was, because I've written for decades about and taken pictures of like roadside and road trippy things. At one point, I kind of said to myself in frustration, oh, I can plan a kick-ass road trip. Why can't I plan my life like a kick-ass road trip? I asked myself that question, and then my co-pilot, my internal voice, not the backseat drivers, my internal voice was like, I don't know, what have you tried? Have you tried kind of applying that? What do you do for a road trip? How do you plan a road trip? How would you apply that to your life? Well, I don't know how to apply it. Well, road trip. I get excited about a place I want to go, as Tina Fey's young daughter, who's probably not as young anymore, but time passes, says, I want to go to there. I want to go to there. Well, what's that there? I don't know, like on a road trip, it's like, I want to go to that old diner. I want to go to that vintage event. I want to go to that music event. I want to go to there. Okay, you want to go to there. You're right here. How do you get there? Well, there are steps for me to go there. I need to, buy a plane ticket. I need to drive there. I need to get the money. I need to book a hotel, these little things in order to get to there. Well, what if you just did that with your house? Where does that not work with how you're doing your life? And I realized I wasn't excited. I had no destination. Okay? Picking a destination, not just picking one, but picking one that resonates with you. To me, going to this is really one of those defining moments of me, is deciding and saying, I want to go to that music, I don't even know what we would call it anymore, festival in Los Angeles, California in 1998. I want to go to that. That to me, my heart went, ooh, yeah, I want to go there, kind of pulling me along like a magnet. Versus, I want to go to the Super Bowl. I do not care about going to the Super Bowl. So I don't go there. I don't care about it. I'm not going to do things to get me there. But what did I do to get to that place? I did some things. So think about, do you have a destination right now? Where are you headed? After you get out of overwhelm, because if you're in overwhelm, if I ask you, do you have a destination? You'll be like, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going because it's okay. It's okay. Let's get you feeling better, because when you feel better, you're going to do better. And once you've calmed down, and I say this not with judgment, because judgment can flare it up again, with love, compassion, patience, quietude, just for you. Do you have a destination you are aiming for? Now let's keep in the lane of decluttering, because life can be a little bit bigger. So let's just talk about decluttering. Do you have a decluttering destination? What is your destination, ... decluttered? What do you want your home to look like? Maybe it doesn't look like that now. What do you want it to look like? Maybe it doesn't function the way you want it to. What do you want it to function like? Maybe you don't feel good in your house, in your home. What do you want to feel like in your home? When you feel better and you pull over, ask yourself those questions, listen for the answer, but really you're listening here. And as I like to say, listen for the answer, and whatever comes up, write it down. Whatever comes up, write it down. It comes from here. And then you have a destination. You know what you're aiming for. Now you know you've got a point A and you've got a point B and you're excited to get to it. You know? Okay, Terry says, I think it's fun to find items. Excuse me. I think it's fun to find homes for items. Oops. But I get overwhelmed and frustrated if nowhere makes sense. Okay, how about this? You're not going to figure out everything on the same day. There are days where you're like, I don't know where this goes. You might not find its permanent home, its forever home, but you might find some place that is slightly better than where it is now. Notice, we're not going from where it is now to its permanent home, from point A to point, this is so funny, we talk about point A to point B, really it's point A to point Z, and there are a whole bunch of letters in between, right? Not A and a half, B and 3/4, that type of thing. It's right now, where is that thing? You don't know where it goes permanently, but is there a better place to put it in the meantime, closer to where you might want it? When you get overwhelmed, you're thinking, I don't know, I'm not there, kind of an all or nothing. It's either here or it's not there and I don't know where it is. Frustration ensues and you give up. Nowhere makes sense. Overwhelm. I get it. I get it. What I want to help you with is this notion of quieting down and then chunking down. Chunking down the journey. If I want to drive from here to Palm Springs, California, I'm in Pennsylvania, PA to PS, I'm going to have to chunk down this road trip. I'm going to have to drive through Pennsylvania first. And then I guess Ohio, I'm looking at my map. And then Indiana. I'm going to chunk it down. I may not be there yet, but I'm closer to where I want to be. Maybe that will help. Yeah. And very large, I don't know bag. Okay. And at one point, then you dump out you see, this is where coaching helps. Is you kind of metaphorically and realistically dumping out your stuff, and I help you create a solution. And not just a solution. I'm not in your home. When I coach, I am here for you on Zoom. Much like right now, it's pretty much this dynamic, except I do it on my computer so I can see you too. We talk together, we do it on Zoom. You can show me what you're struggling with, but I want to hear what you're struggling with, because that's where the real change happens. And I also get to bring my fresh perspective and problem solving and decades worth of experience in process engineering and visual merchandising and coaching and going through this stuff myself. I bring my toolkit to you, and then I share my toolkit with you. I don't just do it for you and leave. That would be a dependent relationship. Like I'm dependent on, like the guy who fixes our roof. I can't do the roof, so we pay him. And if he doesn't come, it doesn't work. That's not how I work. I want to show you how to do it. And then you hang out with me and you practice while I'm here. Kind of like I always come up with like the driver's ed teacher, is that you practice when I'm there and you practice when I'm not. So every time you do it, you get a little bit better. You get more used to using these tools. Next thing you know, it feels better. You're doing better. And you say, as one of my ex-clients said, and I say ex-clients, former clients, she says, I feel like I can drive the car now. I was like, here you go. Here's your license. Go off. Go drive towards your destination. And I'm waving to you as you're driving into the sunset and you're driving towards your dreams. I'm such a proud coach in that way. Okay? Yeah, Miss Julie, I couldn't figure out how to log into the Zoom call. I saw that. Turns out on Wednesday, I thought it was Tuesday. Oops. It happens. It happens. Today's Friday, just so you know. I love it. I love it. Terry is saying, you are so freaking motivating. Here's the thing, though. Motivation gets your engine, gets your motor running, right? Oh my God, I feel good. I get this energy. This is motivating, okay? It only works. It only helps you if you get into gear, okay? If you're in there, you're in your car, you're warming up your engine, you turn the keys, you're sparked, you're in the driver's seat. Think about this. You're in the driver's seat. You're sitting there. Every morning you're in the driver's seat. All right, here I am, behind the wheel. Am I going to turn the key on? Am I going to go anywhere? Yeah, you know what? What's going to make me spark? What's going to spark, ignite a spark to get my motor running? And to me, that's being excited about where you're headed. You may not be there yet. In a way, your destination, I will just say, is basically also serves as your like North Star. Nobody ever gets to the North Star, but boy, does it help you align with where you're headed. Okay? So you ignite the spark by turning the key. You're warming up your engine. Your engine's running. You're feeling good. It's warming up. You have to get in gear, people. So what I want to offer is I can motivate you, but then let's use that energy that you're now generating and direct it towards something specific and small and simple and easy. What is something you can do today with that energy? Where are you going to drive today that's going to get you closer to your destination? And then write that stuff down. This is one of the things I'm going to be doing on Sunday. This Sunday, the 28th, 11 a.m. Eastern to 12 noon. I am doing a 1-hour free workshop on that part of the process, is how to then make your own kind of basically your daily and weekly roadmap that gets you to where you want to go. Something I do all the time. I would never share a tool with you that I did not know stone cold sissy that that worked. It works so well for me. I want to share it with you too. So I do this free workshop, but I only do it for the people on the Destination Decluttered mailing list. That too is free. Let me just make sure the form is working over here. If you're interested in being on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, this is also, I will say this is a great way for us to continue to be in touch when I have cool things I want to do. Okay, yep, looks like it's working. Oh, hey, speaking of Los Angeles and music festivals, my tracked flight to Los Angeles is now much cheaper than it was. I may be purchasing tickets to Los Angeles today. Woohoo! And that's not even till August, people. If you're interested in what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, if you just like the vibe of hanging out on these things and you want to use this energy in your own life, if you just don't want to have it once a week while I do these TikTok lives, sign up for the mailing list. There's all sorts of cool things that happen on the mailing list and nowhere else. One of them is this free workshop I'm doing. This coming Sunday, think of it. Do you have a plan for next week? What are you doing next week that's going to get you towards your destination, decluttered or clutter-wise or otherwise? If you don't have a plan, show up, get on the mailing list, show up for the free workshop, see what it's about. If it doesn't seem like it's going to work for you, no harm, no foul. It was free. But it could also change your life. There we go. Oh, my goodness. 25 new messages. Abbott Elementary says, Abbott Elementary, now that I know you're sneaky, Abbott Elementary is one of my one-on-one clients because I do work one-on-one with people. An hour a week on Zoom for 10 sessions in a row. That's the package. And sometimes people sign up for 10 and then another 10 and another 10 and so on until we get to where you want to go. But I love how you tweak our ideas to make them, I am assuming, our own. Never lived without clutter, and my brain has trouble seeing a clean space because that's a place to put stuff. Yes, notice you have habits of clutter. Okay, now what happened just now, I'll be very clear with you. What happened just now, and this happens a lot when I'm trying to methodically, because I don't want anybody to think that I skipped over your question, unless it's like a trolley thing and I totally just ignore you, is when I like to go through chronologically. I want to make sure that when you ask a question, I answer it kind of in the order in which it came. I'm kind of like a stupid customer service thing like that. But inevitably, TikTok doesn't make that easy because when I go to scroll, I want to scroll nice and it goes zoop, it goes to the most recent comment and then I have to backtrack. So if I somehow have missed seeing your comment, do not take it personally. It is not personal. It's technology. There we go. Kendra Ayers said, life got in the way yesterday. Life is bigger than you and me. Life got in the way yesterday and took a lot of detours, but I counted them as wins. I freaking love that. Because when you can look at your detours as wins, that is the mindset and the heart set shift that makes you want to show up for the next day, huh? Carla Holiday, yeah, next week is it? I've got it written down on many calendars here. Yep, got it right there. Looking forward to seeing you. Very cool. Okay, Terry says, I sold a huge monstera plant. I was proud of myself. Now I miss it though. You can miss it. But did you sell it to a good home? Is your plant going to have a good home? There was obviously a reason you sold it. If it has a good home, you might feel that twinge. This is what I say, like that kind of, how does that decision feel? Making a decision you feel good about. And I want to say there's the difference between the immediate, I don't have that thing anymore, twinge of, aw. But then there's the long term, you know what? That was the right decision to make. So when I say making decisions, decluttering is a life skill. Here, this is like, I love getting to like the core of it because it can be so simple. Decluttering is a life skill. And decluttering is a decision-making process. Making decisions that make you feel good. Perhaps not immediately in the short thereafter of making the decisions, much like I may ache a bit after going to the Pilates place the day after, but long term, this is the good thing to do. I feel good that I went. I'm proud of myself for doing the thing. So think about that. Decluttering your home helps you practice making decisions that make your life feel good. And when you can do that in the category of your home and you practice that, it builds your muscle. You start to think in ways of which, how can I make a decision that's going to make me feel good in this moment? And when you are making a decision based in love for yourself, that's going to have a positive ripple effect on you and your life. Okay? I love it. All sorts of good stuff. When I'm backing up here. Okay, Catherine, I'm so sad to miss Sunday due to church commitments. There's no need to fear. Beth from Destination Decluttered is here. I am not an underdog. I might be an underdog. That's fine. I will record the Zoom. So if you're going onto the Zoom, if you don't want to have your camera on, you don't have to have it. You don't even have to have your name on the screen. You can do whatever you want. It will be recorded, and the recording will be available, again, just for the people on the mailing list to watch within 30 days. Now, I do that strategically because I know we can put, oh, I'll do it again. I'll do it later. And then boom, if it's there already, you'll just push it out. But if you have a deadline, if you say, okay, if I want to get the benefits of that workshop, I need to carve out a time where I can watch it myself within the next 30 days. So don't worry. I take care of my people. I'm like that. I'm good like that. I am a caretaker. I take care. All right. Yep. Being excited is huge. Motivation is the gas in your car. It totally is. Yep. Good stuff. Yeah. There we go. Cat Mama says, have outdoor chairs, flower fences, and shepherd hooks. Don't want it. Somebody else could use. Yeah, probably hate to throw it away. Don't throw it away. Seriously? People. Now, I know there are places that have these homeowners associations, and you may not be able to do them. Where I live, we don't have them. I've never lived in a place like that. So one of my easiest, peasiest tips is on the weekend, like on Saturday, which would be tomorrow, the stuff you don't want, pile it up on the a corner outside the front of your house, put a big old free sign on there and see what disappears. I do that all the time. We actually have done that so much, and we have increased the amount of things going out of our house and decreased the amount of stuff that we know we don't want, that now we very infrequently do it. But then we have neighbors saying, hey, can we borrow your free sign? And the free sign is just something I made from an old political sign. I flipped inside out and I wrote free on it. Free. Somebody else may use it. Allow them the opportunity. It doesn't have to be thrown away. Okay. I love it. Diana's saying, first time here. I'm in Anaheim, California. Nice to meet you. I was in Long Beach a couple of weeks ago at the National Association of Organizing Professionals, Professional Organizers. I wish they would get there. What do you call that? Not anagram. Whatever it is, that their name is different. But yes, nice to meet you. Welcome. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. My coaching is called Destination Decluttered. I am Destination Decluttered here on TikTok. I do these TikTok lives often. this week, actually, I'm playing around with. I started a marathon of them, so where I show up every day at different times of the day. I'm East Coast, so it might be early for you. I am outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I do these TikTok lives at different times of the day. A couple of ways you can find out if you're thinking, oh, this is kind of fun, is when I'm doing them, is if you are a part of the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. I just realized I didn't tell you how to get onto it. Oops. Destination Decluttered, my website.com, destinationdecluttered.com, my website, /join, or you can just scroll to the bottom of the front page and there's a form to fill out. And I see some of you are doing that, so we know the form works. That will I will share with you the always the people on the mailing list always know when I'm going to show up on TikTok before anybody else. I'm doing 2 pop-up TikTok lives this weekend. My weekend ones, I always have them a little bit loosey-goosey, and I'm glad I do because we made some fun plans for this weekend that are going to affect when I do my TikTok live. Now, I don't know right now when I'm going to do my ones for tomorrow and the next day, but I'm going to figure that out. And today, when I send an email out to the mailing list with the invitation to the free workshop on Sunday, I will also say, hey, just because you're on the mailing list, here's when I'm showing up on Friday. Here's when I'm showing up on Saturday, and here's when I'm showing up on Sunday. You'll know the good stuff before anybody else hopping on the mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. What was the other thing? Oh, crap. I had an idea. I had something I was going to say. Oh, well. Can't remember. But it was good stuff. Oh, here it is. Thank you. Thank you, brain. If you're not on the mailing list, cool. I don't pressure anybody into anything. What if that's not how I want to have our relationship? I don't want to pressure you into dating me. I want you to want to hang out with me and, be a client. But this is taking it at your pace. If you don't want to get on the mailing list, no big deal. I will say I don't spam people. I only send out emails. I don't like automatic emails. I resent that mechanization of communication. I like doing it where I feel like I have something I want to share with you. I've got it and I just want to send it to you because I'm so excited. So they come at different times of the day, but they are a handful, maybe 1 or 2, 1 a week, 1 every other week, 2 a week, depending on something that's going on. So I really try hard not to clutter your mailbox. Because hello, why would I want to do that? But if you don't want to and you want to find out when I'm doing my TikTok lives on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe Thursday. I'm going to say Thursday for my people. The Thursday people are going to know TikTok live, just the people on the mailing list, is here on my TikTok page. I got a video posted and pinned at the top of my Destination Decluttered TikTok page that says, hey, here's the schedule. You can look at that, and then you can plan if you want to show up for one of those. So if you haven't followed my TikTok page, that would be awesome if you could. If you know people that are cluttered and you think that this kind of talking and this kind of strategizing and hanging out and having some fun with clutter would help them, please spread the word. That would be awesome. Okay, so Diane, nice to meet you. Anaheim, California. Maybe we'll see you again in a future one. Okay, now I'm going to try to go forward and hit some more questions, but TikTok just went zoop. All right, thank you for appreciating me. Yeah, come join the cool kids. Yeah, we're kind of like the awesome, dorky, lovable, ragtag bunch of awesome, cool kids in the high school cafeteria. Abbott Elementary, hey, just cleared cluttered hooks. Yes, we talked about that in the bathroom, and Cutesy labeled them. Amazing. Thanks so much. And I say you're welcome, of course, because I'm polite. But what I also want to do is right back at you, my dear, because here's the deal with coaching. This is the beauty. This is the good thing about me not being in your house to coach. I could do it for you, but then you don't have the satisfaction of saying, look what I did. Look what I did. This feels so good. The connection of doing something and feeling good about what you did, that I can't manufacture that. But you did it yourself, okay? You did it yourself, so thank you, you're welcome. All I did was show you could do it. And then you did it. Yay! So good. All right. Diane Morris 437 says, where to begin? Where do I begin? My dresser is full of stuff. I am not sure where to begin. Boop. What I want you to begin with is, before you even open up a drawer of your dresser, and I sometimes call it a bureau. I grew up calling it a bureau. It's so much easier to spell dresser, though. Is What do you want your dresser to look like? Top of the iceberg. How do you want it to function? See, notice how I'm flipping this. How do you want it to function? What's the function of your bureau? Now, I want to give you a quick little hack. Function to me is always going to be easy. If you think of function in easy or easier, I want it to be easy for me to find my clothes. I want to be easy for me to find the clothes I'm looking for, easy for me to put on clothes that fits, easy for me to put away the clean clothes somewhere where I can find them, kind of that circle. So I want you to think of looking is the tip of the iceberg. Functionality is kind of like the storage part of it. But then how do you want to feel when you look at your bureau, your dresser, and when you open up the drawers? Whatever comes up, write it down. What is your destination? Destination, ... It's my Boston accent, comes up all the time. Destination, ... bureau. Write that down. Now you know what you're aiming for. And then you wrote it down. Now is the time to chunk it down. Now, the wonderful thing is, I do not recommend pulling everything out and putting it out so you can see it. No, I think that leads to overwhelm. What I would rather have you do is to chunk it down. What do I mean by that? Categories are a thing. Also, some things are organically chunked down. Think about this. Your house is already chunked down into rooms. So starting in a room. A bureau is beautiful. A dresser is beautiful because it is chunked down into drawers. One drawer at a time. Practice the process of decluttering. Now, the process of decluttering is pretty much take one drawer, dump it out. I'm imagining dumping out a drawer onto my bed so I can see what I'm dealing with. Then you dump it down, then you chunk it down by categories. Here's all my underpants. Here's all my socks. Here's all my footy socks. I'm looking at one mentally. I'm looking at one of my drawers. Okay. Then, with that one category you've chunked down, this is where the decluttering begins, is you're going to know that you've got things that you like better than others. I don't know about you, but I have underpants that I like putting on better than others, but I keep some of the others just in case I haven't done laundry. So you're going to have your favorites. You're also going to have the ones that are kind of, lop off the ones you don't want. Like, just throw them away, donate stuff. Don't donate panties. That's kind of nasty, but that's also my judgment. Get rid of the stuff you don't want. Up the vibe of your stuff. Increase the quality of the items you own simply by decreasing the crappy stuff in your collection. I'm a collector. I know about this. Then when you have a better amount of stuff, then organize your drawers in a way that is simple and easy. Do not get fussy. Do not get too fussy. I have literally these like Expando things that are like spring-loaded. That I have three places in my most messy drawer, and I just underpants go there, footy socks go here, regular socks go here. I do double up my socks. You know what I mean? I pair them up, but other than that, that's about as easy as I get. How does that sound, Diane Morris? Feel good about that drawer? Shut it. Congratulate yourself. Take a victory lap. What a feeling. I'm thinking of the Jackson 5, the Jackson song, What a Feeling. I think their album was Victory. So I've been thinking about that a lot yesterday. Then, the wonderful thing is what you just did there. Lather, always rinse, repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat. The next drawer, do the same thing. Yay! You don't have to do it all at once. A chunk at a time. Chunk it down. Okay? That's how simple decluttering can be. Now, I know I can say it's simple. It's like, but wait a minute. Making those decisions, should I stay or should I go now? That's also what coaching helps with. Okay. Carla says, got the garbage carts from the road, took dogs out, loading dishwasher, have you all in my windowsill. Awesome. I love it. I actually did a couple of dishes today while I was waiting for my teacup to hot. Kat is saying, I'm starting my declutter journey as soon as I retire in June. Looking forward to it. Okay, Kat, first of all, congratulations on your retirement in June. I love that you're looking forward to it. This is one of the things I want to think of. Think of this imagery, guys. You're sitting in the driver's seat of your car called life. Notice the difference in feeling when you say, I'm looking forward to something. I'm looking forward versus kind of, I'm looking ahead with dread. Different words, different feelings. When you're looking forward to it. So Kat, I know you are going to retire in June and you may have much more time to do the physical decluttering. What I think would be really cool is right now, this is where I say, I like to call this planting seeds. I know it has nothing to do with road trips, but it's a little bit more of an organic thing. So I would love to plant the seed with you. I don't want to plant it. That's kind of creepy. That show we watch on TV about somebody planting something in your brain. Ugh. I want to give you a seed from my garden that worked for me, that bloomed wonderfully, and hand it to you. And if you decide to plant it in the garden of your brain, feel free to take it. If not, I do not take it personally. But what I will say is, oh shit, it's 9 o'clock. I got to sign off. But let me leave you with this, with everybody. I want to plant a seed. Is the best thing you can do right now for your decluttering and for yourself. Two things. One is, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you don't know where to go, and calming down, going from overwhelm to under via down. But then also start to define your destination. Don't start in June. You can start right now. And the wonderful thing is when I say to you right now, what do you want your home to look like? How do you want it to function? And how do you want to feel in your home? I have just asked you some questions. I don't need to hear the answers. You need to hear the answers. Whatever comes up for you from your heart, from your nervous system and feels good, write that down. Whatever comes up, write it down. And then you're going to know where you're headed. So come June, you'll know what you're aiming for, even before June. And June is only in like a month, you guys. That's so cool. You're so close. Okay? I see there's more messages. I have to go because I have a day of coaching, consultations, and good stuff like that. But I want to just give another shameless plug because there's no shame about it. I think being on the Destination Decluttered mailing list is a wicked cool thing. You get a lot of free stuff. If you want to get onto it, destinationdecluttered.com/join. I'm sending out an email today, later today. It's going to have the following things in it. It's going to tell you specifically the time that I'm going to be doing my TikTok live, tomorrow Saturday, the next day Sunday. I also am thinking of doing a TikTok live on Thursday that isn't posted yet. I will let you know if I'm going to do one on Thursday and what time it is. So you can prepare if you want to show up. The other thing too is it's going to remind you of the details about the free workshop I'm giving on Sunday about creating a roadmap based on your destination, a roadmap to get from there to there. And I show you the practical, mundane steps. Look, I'm using like a 50-cent notebook, for crying out loud. It's not fancy. You show up with 3 pens and a notebook, and I can change your life for free. Okay? Just offering it there. Just know that there's help out there. If you decide to use it, that's completely up to you. Okay? No pressure. All right, friends? Hope you have an awesome Friday. I don't know, follow me here on TikTok. This TikTok live will be downloaded and uploaded to YouTube within the next 48 hours or so. If you want to listen to it again to be like, oh, I missed that part. They are variable. That's another thing too, I will say, is that the TikTok live recordings are going to be finagled so the people on the mailing list get to see the most recent ones first for free. Okay? Awesome, you guys. Have a wonderful day. And if I don't see you over the weekend, have a wonderful weekend too. All right?